পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি গ্রুপে, ওখান থেকে করে নেবে।
আচ্ছা ওকে। তুমি লিংকটা গ্রুপে পাঠাও, তাহলে আমি তারপরে স্টার্ট করি।
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে।
Because we won't be able to understand otherwise যে কতজন জয়েন করছে। কিন্তু ফেসবুক পেজে আই এম নট এবল টু সি টিল নাও।
আমাকে ভেতর থেকে দেখাচ্ছে, কিন্তু বাকি দেখাচ্ছে না। যেমন তোমার জুমেও এখানে দেখাচ্ছে লাইভ অন কাস্টমস।
হ্যাঁ ওটা তো দেখায়, ওটা দেখায়, বাট ফেসবুক পেজে যেখানে ইভেন্টটা ক্রিয়েট করা হয়েছে না, সেটা কিন্তু কোনোভাবে কিছু লাইভ স্ট্রিমিং দেখাচ্ছে।
ওখানে দেখাচ্ছে না। ঠিক আছে, আমি দিয়ে দিয়েছি ডে গ্রুপে।
ওকে। এটা কিন্তু জুমের আইডি আসছে, এখানে কিন্তু ফেসবুক লিংক আসছে না।
ইন্দ্রজিৎ বলেন জুম থেকেই জয়েন করতে।
ও জুম থেকে করতে, আমাদের সাথে কয়েকজনই আছে, তাহলে একটু গ্রুপে লিখে দিই। আমরা কি আরেকটু ওয়েট করব 15 মিনিটস, এই 10 মিনিটস অ্যাট লিস্ট, 4:30 থেকে শুরু করব, সো দ্যাট অ্যাট লিস্ট ভিউয়ার্স ক্যান জয়েন।
4:30 থেকে শুরু করব। ভাত হয়নি তো না?
বলছি প্রবলেমটা কি হচ্ছে, স্ট্রিমিং করতে পারছিস না?
হ্যাঁ ফেসবুক স্ট্রিমিংটা হচ্ছে না দাদা, ফেসবুক স্ট্রিমিং এই একটা সমস্যা হয়ে যাচ্ছে গিয়ে।
মানে স্টার্ট করার পর স্ট্রিম করতে পারছিস না তো?
না স্ট্রিম হচ্ছে না।
কেন, কি দেখাচ্ছে?
ওটা সুকন্যা হ্যান্ডেল করছে।
অ্যাডমিন
কি দেখাচ্ছে রে?
অ্যাডমিন প্যানেল থেকে তোমার দেখাচ্ছে যে ওখানে হচ্ছে, মানে আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, কিন্তু অডিয়েন্স দেখতে পাচ্ছে না ওটা। মানে আমাকে সবই দেখাচ্ছে।
আমি বললাম দেখতে পাচ্ছি না।
ওটাই বলছি, মানে
আবার দেখি জয়েন করে।
জিনিসটা
তো কাজল তো করে, কাজল নেই আজকে? কাজল, ইন্দ্রজিৎ দা কেউ নেই?
না এর আগেরটাও ইন্দ্রজিৎ দা নিজের ফেসবুক প্রোফাইল থেকে স্ট্রিম করতে হয়েছিল।
হ্যাঁ সেটা তো জানি। আসলে ফেসবুকটার অ্যাডমিন বোধহয় সুকন্যা নেই। ডেট যেটা
অ্যাকচুয়ালি কি হচ্ছে বলতো, আমি যখন করছি আমাকে জুম থেকে তোমার ফেসবুকে ফরওয়ার্ড করছে, ঠিক আছে, তারপরে দেখাচ্ছে ফেসবুকে অ্যাজ এ অ্যাডমিন আমাকে করতে, মানে প্রোফাইল হিসেবে। এবার আমার প্রোফাইলটা নেই বলেই মনে হচ্ছে আমার হচ্ছে না।
হ্যাঁ প্রোফাইলটা নেই বলেই হচ্ছে না, বুঝতে পেরেছি। আগে তো আমি অ্যাডমিন ছিলাম, পরে এখন আর তো নেই, আমি করতে পারবো না কিছু এখানে। বলছি তাহলে কি করবি, স্টার্ট করে দে।
হ্যাঁ আমি
ফেসবুকে জুমের লিংক দিয়ে দে, করার কিছু।
ওকে। A very good evening to each and everyone who have joined our session today. And on this beautiful Sunday, you have taken out time to join this session with Diabetes Awareness and You. Much grateful to all of you. As we know that the pandemic situation has made us confined in our homes, we are going to work with a lot of worry inside that what will happen next. But the quest for knowledge and learning never ends. And that is why Day has come up with the second session of the A to Z of Diabetes series to enrich your diabetes vocabulary more. And today we are here with the alphabets J and K with two very relevant topics, that is junk in diet as well as keto diet in diabetes. And it's going to be a very interesting session as we have with us two very well-known speakers, namely Miss Mom Bhattacharya and Krishna Chaudhary with us. Before moving on to the sessions, I would take some time from you to talk a little bit about Day and the upcoming programs that we are going to witness in a week. As we all know that Day was set up in the year 2006, and thereby it is celebrating its 15th year anniversary this year. So a big congratulations and more power to Diabetes Awareness and You. Many of us know about Day and many of us have newly joined Day. So I'll take a bit of time to talk about Day, as it is always a pleasure to share with you what wonderful work it has been doing since the past 15 years. Well, Day was founded in 2006 as a registered social welfare organization, which focuses mainly on raising social awareness on diabetes as well as providing free and low cost solution for disadvantaged the social section of the society. The measures that have been taken by Day and what work it has been doing going as follows. The preventive measures, if we can focus on that, it's student awareness, diabetes camps and seminars, as well as the mobile diabetes center. The curative measures include the ambulance service and the type 1 diabetes support group. They have basically made this successful by doing a teamwork, by having the type 1 diabetes beneficiaries with them, and all the diabetes educators and doctors are aligned with it, and day to day they are providing wonderful service to each and every soul attached to them. They have adopted a village at Kumarpukur as a model for diabetes awareness, and also set up an integrated gestational diabetes and diabetes clinic. Respect and Care Clinic and home care services for senior citizens, as well as in this whole pandemic situation, they have been providing medical care by going to the homes of people, by delivering the injectables as well as medicines, so that none of them are affected and doesn't get medicine in the whole worrisome situation. Apart from that, in capacity building, they has always believed in empowering both their patients as well as each and every student and anybody who is associated with day. And they had been organizing CMEs day after days. The courses that has been conducted by Day on day-to-day basis include the CCDE course, that is for diabetes educators, and also they have other courses for doctors and nurses. They have set up international conference as well as national conferences throughout in all these years. And apart from that, there had been plenty of research publications which shows innumerable work which are relevant in today's times by diabetes awareness and you. And as we all know that they believes in three basic things, that is coming together, keeping together and working together. And therefore, by believing in this particular motive, they have set up a slogan so that they can reach each one from the society to raise public awareness. That is, annually test blood sugar 130 plus UR. In Bengali it says বয়স হলে 30 বছর blood sugar test প্রতি বছর. So how easily and beautifully they have connected to each and every part of the society is worth appreciation. And we wish that they lives longer. And with this, I move on to the start of the session. But before that, I would like to give you a reminder to all of you that this year we are celebrating the 15th year of diabetes awareness and you, and we are also celebrating our day DIC in the upcoming next Sunday. There's a little bit of technical glitch. Just give me a moment. Yes. So we are celebrating the 6th day DIC in the upcoming Sunday, that is the 5th of September 2021. And we have shared this link in our group as well as the Facebook page. And I hope that all educators and each and everyone has received it. And we pledge to each one of you that you share this from your timeline and share this to all the WhatsApp groups so that much more registration comes in and many more people are benefited with the wonderful sessions that we would be having on that particular day. And most importantly, an award ceremony is also going to be held, which is the Best Indian Diabetes Educators Award 2021. And we hope that the best person win. So with this, I move on to the start of the session. And our first alphabet feeling day there is a continuous technical glitch happening with the screen share. Just give me a moment. Is it visible now? Can anybody tell me, is it visible?
No, it's not.
No,
Not
ma'am.
yet. এখনো দেখা যাচ্ছে না রে, আগের বার তো দেখা যাচ্ছিল।
Now is it visible?
No, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, visible.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the alphabet J with us today, and our speaker for today is Mrs. Mom Bhattacharya, who is a clinical dietitian as well as a certified diabetes educator. And Mom B has been doing wonderful work since all her working years, and she has been a core member of Diabetes Awareness and You, and has contributed a lot to the betterment of all the beneficiaries of day as well as all her patients. So the topic that we have today, which Momdi would be talking to all of us, that is junk in diet. And what we know that the basic idea of junk food has to be really clear, because the most relevant topic, and I think it should be kind of the need of the hour, because nowadays we fail to understand which foods are basically junk and how much to eat, what to eat. Is it like little bit is not allowed? Yes, it is permitted, but how much? And how much junk foods affect our basic whole metabolism system, that Momdi would be sharing with us, and definitely highlighting the points how the diabetes is linked to junk foods. So let's hear Momdi, and Momdi, the session is over to you. I would stop
Thank you, Shimanti.
Yes, Momdi, it's all over to you.
Thank you, Shimanti, and thank you all present here. Okay. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you're audible and visible very
Okay.
clearly.
Okay. So my slides are visible, no?
No, slides are not visible.
Slides are not visible. Just a
Here is.
minute. And good evening, everyone present here.
Mom, this share screen option.
Share screen.
Click
share
on the
screen.
share screen
Okay.
and then directly go to the people.
Okay. Now is it visible?
Not yet, Mumdi.
Not yet.
There is a
Just
bit
minute.
problem happening in the screen sharing actually with the Zoom today, and I was also facing the same technical glitch.
Momdi, now it is
Now
visible.
it is visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So today's topic is really very interesting for our practice is junk food. So junk food, we really fighting daily basis with this junk food and good health of our clients. So a short introduction about the junk food is basically a empty calorie food. So junk food, the term is applied to some foods containing empty calorie. What is empty calorie? Empty calorie only, it is providing only calorie, no fiber, no nothing, no other important nutrients. So we use these terms also, that's fast food, junk foods, and street foods. So we all know about the fast food. It is just a type of junk food which gives us lots of calorie in terms of fat or maybe in terms of some carbonated beverages with some simple carbohydrate present in. And street foods, whatever is available in the vendors like ছোট ছোট যে ইয়েগুলো থাকে আমাদের যে স্টলস গুলো থাকে একদম স্ট্রিট সাইডে সেগুলোতে যা যা available, both are considered as a junk. So what junk food contains? It contains specifically saturated fats and sugar and salt. Little or no fruits and vegetable and dietary fiber, little protein, vitamins, and minerals sometimes. Includes highly processed food items. Common junk food, we all know about the chips. All are mouth-licking foods like sweet desserts, alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, carbonated beverages, everything. Why junk food is popular? Junk food nowadays ki hoche, most of the members of the family are working. যদি আমি ফ্যামিলিতে তিনজন ধরি মানে হাজবেন্ড ওয়াইফ এন্ড বাচ্চা যদি আমি এরকম ধরি তো মাদার এন্ড ফাদার both are working. Sorry,
it doesn't provide any other.
I would request everyone to keep themselves on mute, please, when the speakers are talking. Thank you.
okay. So why junk food is so popular is popular. Time factors, easy to prepare, being served at means doorstep delivery, hot pachi, ready to eat basis se pawa jacche. Taste factor influences one to opt it. Great taste it has weighing to lavish our use of oil, salt, and sugar. More appealing and more attractive to our children. Effect of junk foods on health. কিভাবে affected হচ্ছে আমাদের প্রত্যেকটা parts of the body. We this is a is it visible?
Yes, Momdi, absolutely visible.
Okay. So if all the parts of our body is being affected by this junk food because it contains lots of calorie, empty calorie. Maybe it is from carbohydrate base or maybe it's mostly from fat base. Like কিছু fried foods হতে পারে, কিছু carbonated beverages যেটা আমি শুরুতেই বলেছিলাম। তো কি ভাবে how it is affecting our health? Lack of energy and fatigue. This is known as a short-term adverse effect resulting from eating junk foods as it doesn't provide you with essential nutrients. Essential nutrients gulo mostly আমরা carbohydrate, good quality carbohydrate, protein, good quality protein or high biological value protein, some good quality fats and minerals, vitamins, minerals and other fibers. Lack of concentration. এটা দেখা গেছে যে এটা একটা ইমিডিয়েট এন্ড মিডিয়াম টার্ম পিরিয়ডে যেটা হচ্ছে একটা স্ট্রেস ফেলছে when you have junk meal rich in oil you feel drowsy and fail to concentrate. এটা from study we find it out over due to course of time blood circulation affected হচ্ছে drops due to fat accumulation হচ্ছে মানে blood circulation টা drop করছে due to the fat accumulation, lack of vital oxygen, nutrients and am I audible?
Yes,
Somebody's
you are.
on
I would
unmute.
request
Okay.
everybody to keep yourself on mute, please.
lack of vital oxygen, nutrients, or protein particularly can stay your brain or our brain cells temporarily. কারণ মোস্টলি যেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের ব্রেন সেলস কে ভালো রাখার জন্য বা আমাদের ব্রেন ফাংশন কে রাইটলি রান করানোর জন্য উই নিড গুড কোয়ালিটি অফ কার্বোহাইড্রেট। প্রোটিন বা ফ্যাট যেটাই খাচ্ছে না কেন সেটা আমাদের ব্রেন কিন্তু রেকগনাইজ করতে পারছে না ফর গুড ব্রেন ফাংশন। Heart problem occurs due to it may be different kinds of myocardial infarction hote pare, hypertension occurs due to this excess obesity or fat accumulation or excess consumption of salty foods. Atherosclerosis, peripheral vascular diseases and ischemic heart diseases. Mostly findings jeta hocche jeta ami shurote bolechhilam that it contains lots of fat, lots of sodium consumption, because most of the fast foods we consider which one is also packaged one. Packaged food to কিন্তু আমরা ফাস্ট ফুড কনসিডার করতে পারি because packaged food contains lots of sodium, because sodium or নুনটা যেটা salt আমরা বলি, it's not at all a sodium completely, sodium chloride. So a sodium chloride acts as a natural preservative. So high cholesterol level হচ্ছে apart from forming plaque and constricting arteries, cholesterol also affect liver. কারণ আমরা fatty liverটা we are getting nowadays is very common problem amongst the youngsters and also for adults. So fatty liver grade 1 and grade 2, someone has to undergone for liver LFT test তো হচ্ছেই, কিন্তু আমাদের যেটা হচ্ছে বাট আরো যে ফার্দার টেস্টস গুলো হচ্ছে টু আইডেন্টিফাই দ্য লিভার কতটা অ্যাফেক্টেড সেটা টেস্টেও কিন্তু অনেকে এখন বেশি বেশি করে পাঠাতে হচ্ছে। হাই কোলেস্টেরল ফ্রম জাঙ্ক ফুড and diet strains, liver damage, and eventually this is a long-term effect. Obesity. This is a common and very alarming problem. This is obesity. Even a obesity not only after a certain age, it may comes amongst the children from 5 to 90 years also. So obesity is a big problem nowadays. Then obesity leads to different kinds of disorder. It may affect our heart. It may be due to the obesity. Obesity comes first, then you may develop fatty liver disease, you may develop cardiac troubles or atherosclerosis or excess consumption of high carbohydrate or simple carbohydrate foods in your diet. It may develop triglycerides in your blood. মানে lipid profile বা LFT test যেটা আমরা করছি তাতে করে findings are coming that one may have this dyslipidemia diseases. So obesity may be there a basic reason for developing all these clinical hazards. Minimal occurs, this occurs due to basically having high fat, high carbohydrate, high processed foods and sugar containing sugary beverages and less fibrous food. Minimal meal preparation hazards, call-in deliveries makes it an easier option. So আমরা এখন কিন্তু রাস্তায় we can see lots of delivery persons who are delivering door-to-door foods which are mouth clicking, which contains excess salt, which contains very acceptable quantity of foods, মানে পেট ভরানো খাবার যেটা কিন্তু it's really a mouth clicking food, increases the risk of other diseases also. Now it comes or affect our system or internal organ that may develop the diabetes. One important visible problem that we can find, sorry, another important part is acanthosis nigricans. The black rings around the neckline or armpits we can see very clearly, leading to pre-diabetic stage. Like this, acanthosis nigricans happens only when the person becomes obese and overweight. Then the person may go to the obesity group. Like it may be a grade 1, grade 2 or morbid obesity, or it may be only just overweight, like 4 to 5 kilos or 6 kilos of excess body weight they are carrying. So sometimes it is very much clearly visible, these black patches or black rings around their neckline. So when the person is trying for weight loss or they move to weight loss program, the patches becomes very একদম মানে light হয়ে যায়, becomes very lighter from the beginning. Chronically insulin resistance occurs. এই যে acanthosis nigricans টা হচ্ছে, it is a sign of insulin resistance, because the obesity can lead to central fat or adiposity, and it may contain or it may form our body just like an apple or pear shaped body. So is apple or pear shaped body, it is very important to find out, or very important to first of all jeta korte hobe, what we should do to measure the waist and hip ratio. What কতটা ডিফার করছে, এটা কতটা নরমাল রেশিও থেকে কতটা ডিফার করছে, এবং এইটা কিন্তু মেজারমেন্ট করাটা ইজ ভেরি to find out whether it is a pear shaped body or apple like figure, মানে total body fat distribution টা কিভাবে রয়েছে, distribution of fat. This is very important to find out, or this is very important to clinically এটা আমাদেরকে তো দেখা সম্ভব না, এটা আমরা যখন কোন ক্লায়েন্ট আমাদের সামনে আসছেন তো তখন তাদেরকে কিন্তু নরমালি আমাদের দেখে বুঝতে হবে যে ফ্যাট ডিপোজিশনস এরিয়াস, মানে কোনটা বেশি ডিপোজিশন করেছে কোন জায়গায়। ইনসুলিন রেজিস্ট্যান্স কিন্তু ডেভেলপস মেড one important আমাদের সাইন হচ্ছে অ্যাকান্থোসিস, এন্ড another important problem হচ্ছে যেটা হচ্ছে অ্যাডিপোসিটি, বা খুব যদি একদম মানে বাংলায় যদি আমরা বলি যেটা হচ্ছে ভুঁড়ি হয়ে যাওয়া, মানে excess deposition of fat around your stomach position. Increases incidence in teenagers. Teenagers টা ভীষণ ভাবে affected, and from age last 1.5 years we are confined in our home, no activities, no school, nothing, no other activities. So we are mostly, our children's mostly affected এই age group টা থেকেও যদি আমি বেরিয়ে কথা বলি, those who are working in different office, and they used to move their office from 8 to 6, so they all are confined in their home, একেবারে বাড়িতে বসে কাজ, no exercise, nothing, only having foods and doing their office works. And for children, no exercise, karan parents are not allowing them going out for exercise or playing outside because of this problem. Like we are now facing, the problem is COVID. So nutrient deficiencies occurs, vitamin deficiencies, because the most of the junk foods are not having any kind of vegetables inside it. কিছু কিছু ক্ষেত্রে যদি দেখা যায়, আমি যদি নাম নিয়ে বলি যে burgers, we are having, if we can say, or we are having burgers, so we are most normally having a processed meat, lots of cheese and mayonnaise inside it, আর যেটা থাকছে is a bread, bun like bread, no fiber in it, is a mostly it's prepared, it is a maida preparation, milk bread, and a small layer of lettuce leaf. So it's not sufficient to supply you lots of vitamins and minerals, and anemia may occur sometimes. কি হচ্ছে বেশি fried foods খাওয়া হলে, যদি ধরুন fried foods, a type of fruit যদি হচ্ছে, food যদি আমরা এরকম দেখি যে কি ধরনের food fried হচ্ছে, mostly বাঙালিরা আমরা কিন্তু we are not more prone to have good quality protein and different kinds of vitamins and minerals, like hemoglobin বাড়ছে কিন্তু কি কি থেকে হিমোগ্লোবিন বাড়বে, বা আয়রন মেটাবলিজম সিস্টেমে যে হ্যাম্পার করছে কিনা, এবং আয়রন অ্যাবজর্পশন সিস্টেম ইজ রাইটলি রান করছে কিনা, দ্যাট ইজ অলসো ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট. Osteoporosis and osteoarthritis can happen due to the excess fat depositions in your body. যদি সেটা মিড পোর্শনে ফ্যাট ডিপোজিশন হয়, তো টোটাল ওয়েট যেটা হচ্ছে your legs have to bear. তো প্রত্যেকের পায়ের কিন্তু একটা ক্যাপাসিটি রয়েছে, একটা ফিক্স ক্যাপাসিটি আছে যেটা their legs can bear. তো যদি obesity comes or overweight থেকে obesity যখন আসছে, osteoarthritis first occur, then if your food is not right, you are not having good quality and good well balanced diet, it may lead to osteoporosis also. So fatty liver, excess fat consumption, or not only the excess fat, the saturated fat and trans fat consumption যদি বেশি থাকে ডায়েটে, it may lead to fatty liver disease. Another important part is a cancer. So these are the very always the term আমাদেরকে খুব ভয় দেয়। তো ক্যান্সার কথাটা শুনলে আমরা প্রত্যেকে ভয় পাই, but we are not aware, so how we can stop this cancer disease. So if cancer disease টা আসছে by the consumption of different kinds of processed meats, unrecognized color, food colors, and not in almost most of the cases we can see that the colors the vendors are using is not up to the mark. So it may occur due to that, and cancer different positioning cancer যখন হচ্ছে, তো I'm not going details in cancer. It has different reasons. So cancer can also, nutritional deficiencies may due to occur due to this having this default food defaulty food habits are may also occur due to the obesity. PCOS and PCOD. Amader this age, like teenagers are mostly suffers from this PCOS or PCOD, polycystic ovarian syndrome or polycystic ovarian diseases. They all are suffering from this disease, mostly, not all. I shouldn't say this all, but most of them are suffering from this disorder, like scanty flow of period blood during their period time. It may lead to different kinds of physiological changes and also different hormonal disorders, also different kinds of total health function will be disturbed due to this PCOS or PCOD disorder, whichever is the fine. Both are almost similar, but very thin or difference is very not that much of, মানে এটা খুব বেশি যে visibility পাচ্ছে যে PCOS and PCOD, more or less both disorders are same, and দুটো findings এর মধ্যে অনেকটাই similarities থাকে. Hormonal changes may lead to puberty or teens দের মধ্যে যে hormonal changes আসছে, that can lead to mood swing, behavioral changes. A healthy diet keeps the hormonal level on and even, whereas junk food fails. Depression may lead to this junk food habit or this daily behavioral problems, and daily their lifestyle can lead to a depression also. Gastrointestinal effect by the having of lots of fatty foods, cheese containing foods, or lots of fried stuffs daily basis on the daily basis can lead to a nausea or vomiting. It may lead to diarrhea or may lead to constipation, bloating of stomach. Lack of all this can lead to lack of appetite and stomach ache. And antral gastritis is another problem, because if someone is having some thought that they have to lose weight, what they are doing, they have or they undergone a very unplanned dietary habit, so that can lead to an antral gastritis also. Junk food addiction. Studies in rat population, they overeat these foods. When taken off these diet, they refuses to eat healthier foods. During pregnancy, increased intake, increased changes in unhealthy eating habits in offsprings, assumed to be similar to drug addiction in humans. So junk food is an addiction, and you can be able to control it if you want to control. Keep healthy snacks. So just a minute, sorry. How to reduce junk food intake? Healthy examples of having good foods or junk food, if your children wants to have only fried things, like যদি দেখা যায় যে your child is only wants to have the processed meat and processed foods all the time, then you have to stop giving these things, because বাচ্চাদের থেকে কিন্তু obesity problemটা start হচ্ছে, and it can continue throughout their life and can lead to different kinds of clinical disorders also. So eat healthy, eat balanced meals made at home. যদি আমি বাড়িতে, instead of giving the potato chips in packet with whatever we are getting from our outside shop, যেটা salted and potato fried in fat, if we provide, instead of giving those packaged formula, only aloo bhaja in homemade aloo bhaja, that we can be able to change this. It is also fried stuffs, but still it is good. Explain that eating junk food is unhealthy and will pose problem to their health. You have to make your children or make your family member understand that it contains lots of salt, lots of not good quality fat. Eliminate packaged and processed snacks from your kitchen. So most of the nowadays we are getting that most of the people are buying this processed meat instead of raw meat, raw chicken and raw mutton preparations. They are mostly prone to have beef, processed pork, sausages, ham, everything they are getting from outside. So these are all the processed and having lots of fat, sometimes lots of salt also. So stop buying all this kind of processed foods, and healthy snacks like dried apricots, dates, raisins, etc. They can keep, or instead of having these healthy, this kind of dried fruits, they also contain lots of considered a source of carbohydrate because of the lack of percentage, zero, almost nil water content in their inside it. So you can provide your children or your family with a good quality of almonds, good healthy supplementation of dry fruits like almonds, walnut, and provide your child cashews, few according to the need of your child. Keep homemade lemonade or fresh fruit juice, puree fruits, but normally fruit juice is not sometimes is allowed because of lack of fiber consumption or fiber content in fruit juice. So if anyone wants to have fruit juice, then they have to understand that 200-gram fruit can give you only 25 to 30 ml of juice, not more than that, but they are having a glass of fruit juice, so it contains 4 to 5 juicy fruits at a time. So it contains only the simple carbohydrate, no fiber. So they have to understand about the fruit juice. If they want to have fruit juice or juicy form of fruits, they have to add some good quality of some fibers inside it, like we are getting nowadays seeds, good seeds like flax seeds or chia seeds. If they want to have fruit juice, they have to add all this fiber from outside. Cook healthy alternatives of all these junk foods. Or you can provide your a good healthy handy snacks to your children, more that may be more appealing, easy to eat with fingers. Don't ban junk foods. Like if we say they don't have junk food, or don't say that we must have every day some fried snacks or chips every day, so it may lead to more attraction to us, or in this kind of foods, unhealthy alternative foods. So tell them how much they can have, how often they can have, not every day, not all the time, not daily. Teach moderation and permit to eat small amount. You have to teach your child how much they must have, and যদি তারা বেশি খায় তাহলে what will going to happen, সেটা you have to teach, or we have to teach our child. Don't use as bargaining or rewarding or bribing tools. This makes it more appealing. Discourage giving the TV ads. Like it is only, this side is only for our choto bacha from 2 to 6 years of age, because they can develop this picky eating or fussy eating behavior, or mostly this can happen only due to the lack of time of their mother, maybe due to the lack of time of their mother. If their mother is working, that can happen, because they want to finish all the activities with their child as early as possible. So they used to feed their children. They are not allowing their children to have foods on their own. What is healthy junk foods? Some created as a healthier alternatives, imitation of junk foods products claim to be made with healthier ingredients, low fats, free of trans fats, sugar free, fortified with vitamins, and having low calories. So options like baked potato chips, whole wheat breads, for sandwiches, whole wheat biscuits also, diabetic set biscuits we are also getting, diet soda with 0 calories, sugar free sodas, dessert like yogurt, diabetic cookies, diabetic sweets, diabetic safe honey. So these are all for the advertisement purpose. So these are not at all a healthy alternative of junk foods, because these contains the secondary source of unhealthy ingredients. So we have to teach our clients that diabetic, very commonest problem is diabetic sweet. So most of our clients are asking for আচ্ছা মিষ্টি তো খেতে পারি না, তাহলে ডায়াবেটিক মিষ্টি যেটা পাওয়া যায় মিষ্টির দোকানে সেটা তো খেতে পারি, তাতে তো চিনি অ্যাডেড। So these are the advertisement problem, like diabetic sweet পাওয়া যায়. So diabetic sweet is made of full cream milk ছানা থেকে তৈরি হয়, so fat percentage is very high, so that can also lead to the problem. The reason behind we are restricting sweets because to control the diabetes or by peak of the sugar at the time, so that can also lead to a problem. Diabetic cookies, like diabetes biscuit, if I take the name of no, I don't want to take, but someone most of our patients are telling ki diabetic safe je biscuit ta pawa jay ami setai khai, I'm not having muddy biscuit, I'm not having thin biscuits. So you have to make your clients understand that diabetic biscuits is not at all a diabetic safe biscuits. It also contains some fiber that we are not getting from this murray and thin biscuits, but it is not at all safe because all the baking products or baked products must contain some quantity of fat. So mostly they are using trans fat or dalda. So that's why the biscuits become so crispy. Okay, 0-calorie sodas. So this is also a very problematic issues for amongst our youngsters. So they are shifting themselves from the normal carbonated beverage to 0-calorie sugar. So we have to teach our clients that don't make yourself like আমি এটা ছাড়া বাঁচতে পারি না, don't make yourself like this. So you have to make understand that which one is most important part for your life is a healthy lifestyle or a lifestyle with unhealthy food habits and lots of medicine you have to take every day. So your daily cost will go high. So do exercise and have healthy diet. So what is healthy diet? Healthy diet is one that helps maintain to improve health. It involves consuming appropriate amount of all nutrients. So all nutrients means we have 6 food groups with us, and we are getting some micronutrients, macronutrients from out of this. So we have to teach our clients how to make a healthy diet plan with your every meal. Like if you are having breakfast, how you can make your breakfast is full source of vitamin, minerals, good quality protein and fibers also. So this is the way that you can prevent the chronic health risks such as obesity, heart disease and diabetes, and also a big problem is cancer. How to compare junk food to healthy food? Observe fat content of the label. If you are going outside and you want to buy some foods for you, or you want to keep some foods for your weekly means for to make very easy for your weekly activity. So you have to first check the nutrition level, like total saturated fat, unsaturated fat, trans fat, whether they are supplying with this food or not, total calorie derived from fats, review the cholesterol content, take into account the sodium content, check the sugar content and type refined or natural sugar. Note that vitamin, minerals and dietary fibers, healthy foods tends to be less processed, has less but important and often easily recognizable index. So this is a comparison, but it is not, we shouldn't teach our clients that you have to compare. So we have to teach always, don't buy anything packaged, don't buy anything frozen, because all these foods contain some sorts of some preservative. Maybe it is a first class or second class preservatives. And the nutrition level, the calorie derived from fat. So another important problem is the phosphate. So most of the packaged food doesn't provide the actual percentage of phosphate added. Most of the packaged food contains phosphate, most of the packaged food contains sodium and some type of packet. Like if it is a frozen paratha, it should contain lots of fat inside it, and it is expected to have saturated fat. So some levels they can study the levels, the fat content in it. Like very common is a milk. We can get nowadays different variety, different companies' milk with us. We can get. So the milk, nobody knows which one is maximum. 95% clients do not have any clear idea about what is double tone, which one is slim and trim, which one is low fat, zero fat percentage of milk, which one is toned. They are buying only the vitamin and fortification what the companies are giving, and the company name that which they can trust. So we can teach like this, like the fat percentage, how we can understand is this is a low fat milk or if the food is supplying a good quality of fat or not. Okay, keys to a healthy diet: eat variety of nutrient-rich foods. Enjoy plenty of whole grain, fruits, and vegetable. Maintain a healthy weight. Eat moderate portions. So, to maintain a healthy weight, we must teach our client to keep a weighing scale. একটা ওজন মেশিন বাড়িতে কিনে রাখার জন্য, because most of them don't have any clear idea about their height and about their weight, because we have to teach all the time ki ওজন জানেন না, ঠিক আছে, wait, you have to buy a weighing scale and keep with you. Eat moderate portion, eat regular meals, reduce, don't eliminate certain foods, balance your food choices over time, like reduce or don't eliminate certain foods. This is another big problem. Some of them are telling ki আমি তো কবে থেকে mustard oil খাওয়া বন্ধ করে দিয়েছি, I stopped having mustard oil. Can, what is the reason behind it? Why you stop having mustard oil? They don't have any clear idea. Someone is saying I stop having potatoes. Why? And potato khele mota hoye jay. That is the main reason. They are eliminating some foods completely. They can't eliminate something like chai chini khawa bondoi korte parche na. It's just like an addiction. So this is the basic problem with our clients or with the person with obesity. Balance your food choices over the time, know your diet pitfalls, make changes gradually, select food based on your total eating pattern, not on any other individual foods. Okay. This is a very attractive feed picture. Our teenagers can be very happy with this kind of fridge. So this is not a picture. This is a big problem with many families. Okay, this is another important part of my session, like diet myths. Certain foods help you to burn fat, like low shakabala uthe, I'm having lukewarm water with lemon and honey. So this I learned that from internet that this can help to burn fat, or I'm having apple cider vinegar. I'm having every time, all the time, with after all meals, hot water. So these are the certain, not always sorry. Not always it is true. Some certain myth with them. Skipping breakfast is a good way to lose weight. Some want to lose weight, they tried their own, and if they become fail, they are coming to us most of the time. So they are mostly they are keeping breakfast and they are having brunch. So this is another problem. Food restrictions, fear of having banana khele mota hoye jay, banana khele sugar high hoye jay instantly, whole egg khele yolk, again yolkta can lead to increase the cholesterol problem, potatoes can lead to obesity, potato khele sugar rise hai, and white rice is another culprit of our daily practice. White rice bondo kore they are shifting to brown rice, and mustard oil, mutton, and any kind of red meat. So we have to teach them banana is a very good quality of fruits because it contains good quality fiber, and yes, obviously it contains lots of carbohydrate. Means approximately 50 grams of banana is equivalent to normal guava or ripe papaya or musambi jodi dhori, approximately 200 grams. So it's true that banana contains high level of carbohydrate, but it is not true that banana always being a part of increasing blood sugar level, increasing body weight. Egg, one egg is a complete food for a good quality amino acids and good quality fat. Egg yolk contents also provides us some a very few percentage of vitamin D and good quality of fat always. So if we can restrict, or if we can control our daily use of oil, so we can have whole egg every day. There is no problem with this. Potato is a quality, it is mostly carbohydrate group. So if you can have potato with other vegetable, it will not create any problem. And 100 gram of potato is not at all equivalent to 100 gram of any carbohydrate, because potato doesn't provide lots of carbohydrate. Yes, it is a carbohydrate after cooking. So we are having potato only after cooking. So আলু সেদ্ধ করে জল ফেলে দিচ্ছি is a common problem with some of our clients. The আলু সেদ্ধ করে জল ফেলে দেওয়ার কোনো, there is no meaning. So we cannot drain potatoes carbohydrate like this way. White rice থেকে they are shifting brown rice, because brown rice খেলে ওজন কম. Why? The difference between this white rice and brown rice, খুব বেশি difference নেই. Only difference is, the remarkable difference is the fiber content. Fiber we can have from other sources also with white rice. So there is no point to stop having white rice. Mustard oil is contained MUFA, and this is very important to have MUFA saturated fat in a good proportion. So we have to teach our clients how you can have mustard oil and any kind of white oil, like it may be vitamin E enriched oil or rice bran oil, anything. Mutton is a good quality meat, because mutton khele dekha jay je in short term we can be able to increase our clients hemoglobin concentration or hemoglobin percentage in blood. So if we can have mutton in stew form or in a boiled form, then we can have like mutton kosha or mutton with lots of oil and masalas. That may lead to a problem. But if you have once in a month mutton like this preparation, so if you can reduce having this masala or the gravy, if you want to have only the meat, a small portion like 45 gram or 50 grams at a time, then you can have mutton or any kind of red meat. All the red meats is having lots of saturated fat in it. So this is a food pyramid. We all know that we have to teach like this. You have to take minimum 4 servings, minimum 4 basic meals in a day. Like breakfast, must you have to have an early breakfast. If someone is having breakfast but not at around 11, 11:30, 12, then having lunch at around 2 to 30. So the gap between breakfast and lunch is only 2 hours, or sometimes it can be 1.5 hours also. They are having evening tiffin at around 8, and they are having dinner at around 11, 11:30. So we have to teach to plan your daily food habits, and also plan the timing, because early breakfast and early dinner can give you a good health also. Not only you are putting good quality foods and you are having at around 11, 11:30, and after having meal or after having dinner, we are just going to bed. So that can also lead to a bad effect of good foods. So we have to teach like a maintenance of daily dietary habits side by side. We have to maintain the timing also, and leave good gap between 2 meals, 4 hours, and have good and healthy snacks in between meals. Because you leave 6-7 hours gap between 2 meals, you will be hungry, and you cannot be able to restrict the total consumption of the food, means the total portion size of the food you cannot be able to control. So this is a very brief description of this junk foods, and I think I'm able to discuss clearly. And if you have
Yes.
any query regarding my session, you can ask me.
Yes, Momdi, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation and such easy explanation of this whole topic. And I think that we are kind of in a vicious cycle in our lifestyle, and understanding of maintaining lifestyle in easy ways is to understand the art of cooking, is to understand the portion controls, and to be wise in choosing all your foods. And I think, Momdi, one thing I would like to add with your presentation, that is how much important you feel that learning of the food packages when we are buying, if we ask our patients to learn the composition of the nutrients that is present in it, and if we make them aware how much that is relevant, that really helps.
This is very important because when they are buying for their breakfast cereals,
Mhm.
mostly they move for the means the consumption or sorry content of the nutrient. Like
Yes.
they are very passionate about the dry fruits added in it, whole grain cereal. But
Right.
whether it contains simple sugar or not, like a very common example is they are buying breakfast cereal like muesli. So muesli is a source of whole grain. It's a mostly the grains from the whole grain. It's a fleck from the whole grain, but it contains sugar in it and it contains dry fruits. So the total calorie in muesli is high. So if they are having throughout the day muesli, so they are getting lots of fiber and good quality of omega-3 side by side. They are having simple carbohydrate and lots of calories.
True.
So we have to teach our client that you buy breakfast cereal, but you have to buy without added sugar and without dry fruits. So you add dry fruits from outside. Like
Right.
you can buy only dry muesli, means, or diet muesli. Someone is getting in the name of dry muesli, diet muesli. So it contains only the flakes, no sugar, no nuts or dried fruits in it. Because raisin is also very good dried fruit, but someone needs raisin and someone is not. So you have to understand the food which one is required for you or not. Okay, so triglyceride big problem. Everyone thinks that triglyceride can lead to dyslipidemia. Like if you have triglyceride in high, so it is only due to the high fat consumption in your diet, but it is
Right.
not at all true. Some studies shows us the simple carbohydrate or high calorie from simple sugar or sugary foods, it increases mostly this triglyceride level.
Right.
And if you have lots of fat, this is also gives us high calorie. So this high calorie also leads to increase the cholesterol side by side, VLDL cholesterol and also triglyceride. So the point you have to learn first your client, the problems you have to learn of your client, and then you have to teach accordingly what they need and what they have to control. Like
Right.
I just want to share one thing. Like today I got one patient whose BP is 160 by 110, whose fasting sugar is 128 and PP sugar is 164, and cholesterol is 234 around, or triglyceride is around 250 to 60 around. So he's saying that I'm very fond of having ratrabella. I have dinner mostly 3 rotis with cow's milk 1 glass and 1 kathali column. So I am very fond of having all this together. So this is a basic problem that we have to teach our client. Yes, you can have banana. You fond of having banana. You fond of having milk, but you have to distribute this kind of foods throughout the day.
Yes.
Then only you can be able to control your all these parameters.
Yes. Yes.
So this is
Thank you.
the
Thank
basic.
you, Momdi. Wonderfully
Thank
presented.
you.
And I would like to
Thank-
ask all our participants if you have any question, because such a relevant topic, and this is what that we are facing every day with all our patients when we are seeing them at our clinics. So any one of you, if you have any question, can unmute yourself and ask, or you can also write in the chat box. And we will wait for some time. If you do not have any questions, we will move on to the next speaker. I think it was such a wonderful practical explanation. Everybody understood everything, and I think nobody has any question. So, Momdi, I
Hello,
would request you.
ma'am. I have a question.
Yes. Please.
Ma'am, it was a junk food related, na, but diabetics related. গত শুক্রবারে আমি একজন পেশেন্ট পেয়েছিলাম, উনি গত 3 মাস ধরে আম পাতার রস খাচ্ছিলেন প্রতিদিন সকাল করে। এটা নাকি ডায়াবেটিক্স কন্ট্রোলে ওনার বেশ ভালো ভূমিকা রেখেছে। এবং উনি হচ্ছে 7 দিনের একটা হচ্ছে মেজারমেন্ট নিয়ে আসছেন, তো এবং তার HbA1c দেখলাম যে হচ্ছে 7.5, এবং প্রতিদিন সকালে মানে ফাস্টিং এবং হচ্ছে পিপি তার হচ্ছে বেশ কন্ট্রোলে দেখলাম। তো এটাকে আসলে কোনো এভিডেন্স আছে? 3 মাস ধরে এটা কন্টিনিউ করছিলেন।
আমি একটা শুধু কথাই বলবো যে যে পেশেন্টটি এসেছিলেন আম পাতার রসের পাশাপাশি ওনার ওষুধ নিশ্চয়ই চলছিল এবং ওনাকে গাইডেন্স দেওয়া হয়েছিল কিভাবে খাওয়া দাওয়া কন্ট্রোল করবে, নাকি উনি বিনা ওষুধেই এই জিনিসটা খাওয়া
না,
দাওয়া এবং
উনি
আম পাতার রসে
বিনা
কন্ট্রোল
ওষুধে
করেছেন?
উনি আম পাতার রসটা হচ্ছে কন্টিনিউ করার পর থেকে নাকি ওনার কন্ট্রোলে আসছে এবং উনি
উনি কোনো
ওষুধ
ওষুধ খাননি?
ছেড়ে দিয়েছিলেন।
আচ্ছা,
না, এবং উনি হচ্ছে ওনার যে আইডেল বডি ওয়েট তার থেকে ওনার ওজনটা অনেক কম, 4 থেকে 5 কেজি। আগে হচ্ছে 63 কেজি ছিল, সেখান থেকে হচ্ছে অ্যাবাউট 55 কি 6 এরকম হচ্ছে হবে। তো আমার যেটা ধারণা ওনার ওয়েট কমার কারণে হয়তো বা হচ্ছে ডায়াবেটিক্সটা নিয়ন্ত্রণে চলে এসছে।
একদমই একদমই তাই, একদমই তাই।
But
কারণ মমদি তুমি এটাতে নিশ্চয়ই কিছু অ্যাড করতে চাইবে? এই এটা আমাদের
মানে এই আম পাতার রসটা আসলে তো সাইড ইফেক্ট করবে কিনা, আমি এটা নিয়ে একটু টেনশনে আছি। এটা তাকে আমি আপাতত বন্ধ রাখতে বলেছি তাকে। 3 মাস যেহেতু খেয়েছে, তো বললাম যে আপনি
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আম পাতার রসটা নিয়ে আমার কোনো সায়েন্টিফিক এভিডেন্স আছে কিনা আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ এনি আইডিয়া, বাট একটা যেটা হতে পারে অ্যাডিশন অফ ফাইবার, ওয়েট লস, আর আম পাতার রসটা কতটা খাচ্ছে দ্যাট ইজ অলসো ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আফটার হ্যাভিং দিস আম পাতার জুস তো
এক গ্লাস করে খাচ্ছে গরম পানিতে
he is
ফুটিয়ে
not
এক
having
গ্লাস।
other foods that can also হ্যাঁ, তাহলে এক গ্লাস তো এক গ্লাস হচ্ছে 200 ml যদি গ্লাস অফ ওয়াটার আমরা খাই ইন এনি ফর্ম, সেটা যে কোনো টাইপ অফ ওয়াটার যদি আমরা খাই, ওয়াটার বেস ফুড, সো আমাদের পেটটা তো কিছুক্ষণের জন্য ভরা থাকবে, তো আমাদের নেক্সট মিল কনজাম্পশন উই আর এবল টু কন্ট্রোল না। তো সেটা একটা হতে পারে, বাট ইজ আ সায়েন্টিফিক এভিডেন্স ইজ উইথ দিস জ্যাকফ্রুট সিড আই নো, বাট আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ এনি আইডিয়া অ্যাবাউট দিস আম পাতা জুস। So that can happen, that weight loss and হয়তো পেটটা ভরে যাচ্ছে বলে খাওয়াটা কম খাচ্ছে, that can happen.
এক্স্যাক্টলি সো মিন্স আমরা যখন এরকম সিচুয়েশন ফেস করব আমাদের একটু অল্টারনেটিভলি প্র্যাকটিক্যালি ভাবতে হবে, and we have to search for if we have any evidence of these studies or not. Okay, thank you for the question. Any other question? I think there's no question with us. We have messages in the message box that it was really nicely explained by ma'am. Thank you, Momdi, once again. I would ask
Thank
you
you
to
very much.
stop. Yeah, welcome. I would ask you to stop screen sharing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, it was pleasure hearing you. Okay, so now moving on to another very relevant topic, that is keto diet in diabetes. Now, I think this is kind of the need of this hour and talk of the town. So keto diet is something which everybody comes to us, whether I can do, whether I cannot do, how much relevance it has in maintenance of pre-diabetes and reversal of type 2 diabetes. So let us see that how much keto diet can help us, how much aggravation of any other metabolic syndrome it can do, and whether it is actually doable or not. So to hear on this particular topic, I would like to invite my very dear friend Krishna, who is a clinical dietitian and now presently working as a consultant dietitian and nutritionist for the community at Astha Seva Kendra, NGO in North Calcutta. So Krishna, I invite you to today's A to Z forum, and you're going to talk on the letter K, and this is all over to you.
Thank you, Shivanti.
Yes, I would request you to share your screen.
Okay. Is my presentation visible?
Not yet.
Yes.
It is visible now.
Okay.
No, it's not
Not
visible.
visible till now.
It's not visible still now.
We can hear
Please.
you, Krishna. It is not visible
Okay.
yet.
I
It's
can
not
see.
visible.
I can see the
I can
screen.
see also.
It's
So
written
keto
no
diet in
one
diabetes.
has
I
started.
can see
It is
also.
visible to me.
It is visible to me also.
Me also.
Yes,
So
now it
once
is visible.
again,
Now it is visible.
Now
okay,
it's
because of
visible.
network.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, my topic is keto diet in diabetes. In this presentation, I'm going to share a brief idea of keto diet and how does it work, the possible role of keto diet as very low carb diet in diabetes, what can go wrong with practicing keto diet in diabetes mellitus, and whether keto diet is acceptable for diabetic patients or not. The ketogenic diet or keto diet is a high fat, adequate protein, low carbohydrate diet, which is based upon the principle of fasting ketosis, in which due to the lack of food or lack of carbohydrate to produce daily calorie, body uses, or rather say forces the body to use burn fat for producing daily calorie. This process is called ketogenic nutritional ketosis, and this was mainly used in medicine as a treatment for hard to control epilepsy in children. But nowadays, researches has been made to see the various aspects of this diet in a various other disease conditions. Ketone bodies are natural products of liver metabolism, and during fasting, ketones provide almost 60% of brain's energy. So, what are the dietary principles of keto diet? From the total calorie requirement, keto diets gives 70% to 80% of the total calorie from fat. It should be not less than 60%. 15% to 20% from protein, not more than 30%, and 5% to 10% of carbohydrate, not more than 10%. Normal requirement of vitamins and minerals has to be supplied, and plenty of fluid intake is needed. As for the food groups which are avoided and allowed in keto diet are all the cereal and cereal products should be avoided due to its high carb content. Likewise, very low to none of the beans, pulses, and legumes are there. But if there is a vegetarian or vegan who is going to practice keto diet, some amount of soya and soya products can be given. In case of fruits, only juicy fruits like citrus fruits or fruits from berry groups are allowed, along with coconut and avocado, but other fleshy fruits which has high glycemic index and glycemic load cannot be allowed in with it. Nuts and oil seeds are allowed. In dairy products, full fat dairy products like full fat milk, full fat cheese, curd can be given, but not the sweet products which is made up of full fat milk or milk sweets. In vegetables, roots and tubers should be completely avoided. Green leafy vegetables can be given, and among other vegetables, water containing vegetables are allowed, like vegetables from gourd group, or salad vegetables like cucumber, onion, capsicum, bell pepper, along with some garlic or ginger and mushroom, eggplant, cauliflowers can be given. Rest of the other vegetables are to be avoided. Flesh animal foods can be given for due to the obvious reason of high amount of protein should be there. In this food group, both fat counterpart and lean meat counterpart should be incorporated in the diet. Red meat, white meat, whole egg, big fishes can be given in this dietary pattern. Larger part of the fats and oils should be incorporated along with both visible and invisible fats. There are no specific percentage of the fatty acid contents, but due to their beneficial effects, it can be said that MUFA has to be in the higher portion than the PUFA, and among the PUFA, N3 PUFA should be higher than N6 PUFA, and the SFA should be lower in amount. So from edible cooking oils to butter, heavy cream, cheese, pure ghee can be given in this diet. For the fluids, non-caloric unsweetened fluids can be taken abundantly like water and tea, coffee in a moderate level. But foods which should be completely avoided are fatty and fried foods due to trans fat, carbonated sweetened drinks and alcohols, sugar and sugary products and sweetmeats, candies, etc. Vanaspati, margarine, baking carbs like cake, pastry should be avoided. And of course, the processed food should be avoided. Now, how nutritional ketosis work? This is a brief idea of ketogenic diet, how it produces energy. From ketogenic diet, fatty acids comes into the bloodstream and taken to hepatocytes in liver cells, where fatty acids converted into acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA then converted into ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are then taken by the bloodstream and taken to the body cells, in which these ketone bodies again converted into acetyl-CoA and then enters to the Krebs cycle for producing energy. This whole process is called nutritional ketosis, and this process spares the protein part of keto diet for growth, development, and maintenance of the body. And the little amount of carbs that is in the diet is used to replenish the glycogen level and also influence a little bit of insulin secretion. So how keto diet comes in interest as a very low carbohydrate diet for nutritional management of diabetes mellitus. Earlier, high-fat ancestral eating patterns and fasting ketosis as a religious practice often used as the treatment of diseases. Some publications and medical practitioners applied this concept for treating hyperglycemia. These are some publications which said that complete restriction of carbohydrate source of foods were good, and allowed foods were high fat sources and high protein sources like meat and poultry and cream based things and butter and oils. So there was complete restriction to the carbohydrate, and to balance it, other macronutrients are being adjusted. But researchers have started from then and still going on to look out for a better percentage of carbohydrates and proteins and fats to give a better balanced diet. Now, what is the interest of keto diet in diabetes? To make it as a dietary pattern of its nutritional management. Role of keto diet in type 1 diabetes is supposed to be the earlier when the advent of insulin, this keto diet was the original diet for type 1 diabetes because it has a less impact on blood sugar level. In absence of insulin, keto diet being with fewer carb require less insulin and gives a fewer blood sugar spike and improved A1C values. But when exogenous insulin was invented, it gave a better insulin sensitivity due to lower in blood sugar spike, and thus it reduces the requirement of the amount of exogenous insulin. Thus, it helped in control blood sugar. This is a research result where it shows that higher carbohydrate food gives higher spike of blood sugar and requires higher level of exogenous insulin, where higher fat containing food gives lower spike of blood sugar and lower exogenous insulin requirement. But there is an alarming condition we should be concerned about practicing keto diet in type 1 diabetes, that is the ketoacidosis. Often nutritional ketosis is confused with ketoacidosis, but if properly maintained nutritional ketosis, it does not have an ill effect like ketoacidosis. When nutritional ketosis occurs in blood, the ketone body level is 0.5 to 3 millimole. With insulin sufficiency, there is no metabolic acidosis and it works as per the desired level. But if there is insulin insufficiency and blood ketone level gets increased from 10 to 20 millimolar, it can cause metabolic acidosis, thus ketoacidosis takes place. This can be very alarming for type 1 diabetes and also sometimes type 2 diabetes patients. Now, how keto diet acts in type 2 diabetic patient? It has two major roles. Number one, being high in fat and lower in carb, it uses most of the body store of fat and its fat content to produce energy. And there is no carb involved in converting into sugar and energy. Thus, it does not rise the blood sugar level. And also due to the lack of carbohydrate in it, it does not influence the body or rather pancreas to secrete and produce insulin. Thus, the circulating insulin level is very low. This improves the insulin sensitivity and somehow insulin resistance. It is said also that due to it does not give spike to blood sugar level and also improves insulin resistance, the need of medication gets also reduced. Vita Health and IUH trial research team in 2019 said that keto diet may help in reverse the type 2 diabetes, where reversal meant glycemia below diabetic range in the absence of pharmacology and surgical therapy, with the exception of metformin. This is a research result which shows that high carbohydrate meals spike blood glucose and circulating insulin, where high fat meals do not spike blood glucose and circulating insulin. Now, keto diet in type 2 diabetes also have an alarming aspect, that is, in some patients, due to excessive keto diet practice, is seen to have increased insulin resistance, maybe because the environment of the body becomes acidic in presence of ketones and lower insulin level. That causes insulin resistance and beta cell dysfunction. And due to higher circulating fatty acid is there, insulin resistance may get increased, especially in muscle, liver, and adipocytes. This is an also important term where keto diet may be helpful for diabetes and pre-diabetics, that is the managing weight. Due to its higher content of fat and lower content of carbohydrate, it helps in reducing postprandial hyperinsulinemia due to lack of secretion of insulin. And this makes the body to not deposit the excess fat of the diet, and also it used up the most of the diet pre-stored in the body for nutritional ketosis. And this way makes the weight to get reduced and improves the insulin resistance. Weight management is one of the most popular concepts of keto diet, and due to the reduction of weight is very abundant in this dietary practice, insulin resistance is also have been thought to be happening. This is one of the research that proves that blood glucose level and insulin resistance in obese patients of type 2 diabetes occurs when the patients are given keto diet with ad libitum fat and protein. This is the group in blue dots, where the red dots are those obese type 2 patients who are given usual diet, and seen that their blood glucose level and insulin resistance is higher. Now, there are lots of other researches which proves that the above said theories are very helpful for the diabetic patients, but there are also many controversy against it. Like ATS Standard Care 2019 said that low carbohydrate eating patterns, especially very low carbohydrate eating patterns, have been shown to reduce HbA1c and the need for anti-hyperglycemic medication. These eating patterns are among the most studied eating patterns for type 2 diabetes, but long-term studies with clinical events outcomes are needed. This is the reason where all the researches that has been shown that keto diet has beneficial effects of in diabetes does not give the proper idea in general population, where each and everybody can face the beneficial effect of keto diet. Like there are not enough individualized long-term clinical trials which can clearly explain all the possible outcomes of keto diet in each and every diabetic patient. Performed in a carefully controlled environment, these researches does not give an idea for the general population, where the environmental factors influencing diabetes has a dynamic effect, all of which may not be improved by keto diet. For a specific time period, these researchers can show that the keto diet is effective for 3 months or 6 months, where every environmental factors are controlled. But what about the longer duration? That is not proven still now. Higher amount of fat is not well tolerated by most of the diabetic people. This is one of the drawbacks of keto diet, which can be seen that to meet the higher concentration of energy that comes from dietary fat, a lump sum amount of saturated fat and cooking oils is to be incorporated in the diet, and that can be very tough for some people to accept. Many nutrient-dense food items are omitted from the diet plan while restricting carbohydrate, which are essential for diabetes, and therefore deficiencies can take place. Food choices are limited, and for most of the patients, this particular change in dietary pattern can be extreme, so that they may not be willing to accept this type of dietary pattern. These are some limitations of keto diet which can be seen in the diabetic patients. That's why the previous researchers has some of the controversial opinion for some cases. Although some research works are well planned, executed, and calculated to prove the keto diet may have a beneficial impact on diabetes, but practically there are more studies needed to establish it as the dietary regimen to control or reverse diabetes. So what is the practical approach of keto diet regimen in diabetes? Being a global health issue, diabetes mellitus can be seen with a number of different causes, symptoms, complications, and effects on human body. So there are no clear evidence that it may be have all the positive outcome, and it affects all kinds of complications in a good way and helps in combating the diabetes as a whole. The side effects, restrictions, and complications can and or may be associated with practicing keto diet in diabetes that can be classified by following. Short-term side effects. Keto flu is one of the most common short-term side effects that can be seen within 3 to 7 days of practice of starting keto diet. That is included with uncomfortable leg cramps, nausea, vomiting, noticeable loss of energy, mental fogginess, headaches. This is maybe due to the due to when body is trying to adjust with keto diet, it is getting reduced amount of carbohydrate in the body and is trying to cope up with the new mechanism of nutritional ketosis. Thus, there is loss of energy and also nausea, vomiting takes place. And due to loss of energy, brain cannot process correctly and mental fogginess and headaches can be seen. In long-term side effects, micronutrient deficiencies can be seen like potassium, magnesium, calcium, selenium, zinc, iodine, vitamin B complex, vitamin D, vitamin C. Due to lower level of insulin, ketoacidosis can be seen. Some people can be seen with hypoglycemic episodes, weight gain or risk of dyslipidemia and increased risk of cardiovascular disease can be seen due to its high fat content. Kidney problems can be also seen because of the high acidic environment, and the withdrawal symptoms is also there because people when cannot continue the keto diet, they suddenly discontinue it, and it can affect the diabetic patients blood sugar level, getting hyperglycemia, rapid hyperglycemia, and rapid weight gain. There are some pre-existing complications in diabetes which can not be, in which keto diet practice can be harmful. If diabetic patient is already having these sorts of complications, keto diet may not be effective or can give adverse effect on those complications like diabetic nephropathy, where the kidney condition gets worsened and even it progresses to CKD. Higher amount of protein in keto diet can be harmful. If the patient has chronic liver disease, higher amount of fat and its metabolism can be also harmful, also difficult, and then it can raise harmful side effects. Digestive issues like pancreatitis, chronic gastritis can also indicate that in this condition, higher amount of fat in this diet can be harmful. There is no certain proof in reversing autoimmunity induced hypoinsulinemia, because sometimes type 1 diabetes can be seen due to autoimmunity, but there is no proof till now that ketoacidosis can reverse this autoimmunity or can solve the issue it arises with. Chronic CVD, if the patient has already higher level of lipid profile, then keto diet having higher amount of fat can lead to increased level of LDL and somehow the tendency of atherosclerosis and other cardiovascular problems. In restrictions, there are two categories: nutritional restriction and non-nutritional. In nutritional restrictions, we can see that gestational diabetes, which is seen in pregnancy and sometimes continues with lactation, Due to higher requirement of nutrition, keto diet should not be used in this category. Juvenile diabetes can also be an indication to not use ketoacidosis because there is excess amount of nutritional requirement which cannot be fulfilled by keto diet. Above 70 years of age, persons can get their metabolic rate slower, and there are already many elderly complications. So keto diet may not be used in this time. Malnutrition or poor eating habit also a restrictive point where keto acid may not be helpful. Any other pre-existing nutritional deficiency like anemia, bone density problem, thyroid problem cannot be solved with ketoacidosis. And if there is any physical disability for which lack of exercise or physical activity, then keto diet may not give a desired result. The non-nutritional restrictions are socioeconomic background where people are not able to get the correct food for keto diet, and this may be very constrictive to follow the keto diet regimen. Geography and staple, where the staple is high carbohydrate based food groups, keto diet being high fat diet cannot be helpful to be followed. Religion and eating pattern are also influenced in practicing keto diet, and it may be a hindrance for some people to follow this dietary regime and have a severe consequence. Ignorance, some people tries to follow keto diet in peer pressure or in influence of internet and tries to follow blindly, but they do not know how much it can affect the person. So ignorance can tend to lead a very adverse effect of keto diet. Sedentary lifestyle, if there is not enough physical activity, keto diet may not give the desired result and can affect badly to the already existing obesity or diabetic problem. And mental health, that is the stress or anxiety which influences the metabolic rate of a body or other hormonal changes, can lead to a certain metabolic condition where if keto diet is practiced, it can affect adversely. So all along, keto diet practice in diabetes is very challenging and also have some controversies regarding its safety for using in diabetic condition. So in conclusion, we can summarize that reducing carbs intake is very important in principle to plan diet for diabetes. For improving glycemic control, keto diet with its very low carbohydrate formula seeming to have the desired effect on diabetes mellitus. Achieving a true state of nutritional ketosis and maintaining this condition is the only condition in which the positive results may be seen. However, this may not be appropriate for all individuals. Some cases, long-term compliance with keto diet can still be an issue, like adherence and withdrawal can be a major problem. Adherence can be the major problem because people does not continue this type of diet because they face severe craving for carbohydrate rich food or regular food which are they used to have, and then feeling hunger when they continue with the keto diet regime, and they get disheartened that they cannot follow this dietary regime and they stop to follow it. And when they stop it, sudden stoppage of this dietary regime and starting the regular diet can cause ill effect like hyperglycemia, weight gain, and other troubles. There are not enough studies that can show while reversing diabetes, it may also improve the complications and or will not gift with some new ones. Hence, keto diet may not be a safe option for all diabetic patients. So it is suggested that not depending on keto diet, an individualized approach should be made, like when a patient comes to you and asks for the treatment or the diet chart or anything, the patient should be thoroughly counseled and look for their complications, and then according to them, the nutrient dense food, well accepted eating pattern, simplified meal plans with healthier food, and exchange choices along with proper physical activity should be implemented to bring out a better result in diabetic patients. Thank you. Now over to you, Shimonti.
Thank you so much, Krishna. It was a wonderful presentation and so elaborately explained, and it was really practical in today's times. Well, I would request everyone that since today we are covering two very relevant topics, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask Krishna or Momdi, and also you can write in the chat box. So for Krishna, I can find one question in the chat box by Mafuza, who has written that what kind of bad effects occur in adolescents if they want to lose weight by following this diet. So if you can answer this.
Okay, first of all, thank you for joining with us today, Mafuza, and thank you for asking this question. Adolescents have a crucial time when they have some increased need of nutrients, and when they are trying to pursue keto diet, you have to learn that why they are trying to pursue keto diet, because keto diet can be very conservative, it can be very restrictive with lots of essential nutrients. So if he or she wants to have keto diet, you have to first learn that why she wants that. Then you have to counsel them that this can be very harmful for their general health. Like there are lots of fats, so it can be very harmful for their organs and also for their brain, because this time their career is going on in a higher level. So their brain function should be an optimum level, and we should not forget that brain's primary source of energy is glucose, not ketone bodies. It is a backup plan. So restricting main source of energy and lots of macronutrients, and then also it consists with the micronutrients deficiency, which can be harmful their growth and development. So this can be major complications or problems for their health if they trying to lose their weight with keto diet. But you should also advise them that keto diet is a very strict diet regime where they should follow some strict physical activities. If they are ready to do that, and if they are ready for the consequences, you have to be careful that whether you want to prescribe them with keto diet or not. But you should recommend the alternative dietary pattern which can be beneficial to them.
Yes, absolutely right. So there cannot be an alternative to complete balanced diet anytime in any given situation. But if any adverse situation arises where we have to put a person on a keto diet, and maybe say a person has a goal which the person has to achieve very
Sorry,
fast.
your voice
Is it clear now?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So what I was saying, that if a person has a goal to achieve in a very short period of time, we get such cases on day-to-day basis, but very stringently we have to keep a follow-up with the person, and the person has to be connected on a regular basis. So Mafuza, I think you got a clear answer to your question. And if anybody else has any other question on this particular topic, can unmute them and ask the question, or can put up on the chat box also. So I think it was so well explained by Krishna that nobody has any other question today.
Hello, Krishna.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Hello, hi Krishna.
Yes.
I just want to ask. Yes, I know that if our one of our client is have very means within 1 month or 2 months they have to lose big like 10 kilos or 5 kilos or 8 kilos body weight due to some activity or some shooting or anything. So whether as a clinical practitioner or a clinical dietitian, whether do you provide or whether should we provide a keto diet to our clients? Is it
Uh,
advisable at all
Actually, the thing
regarding?
is, it depends. হ্যাঁ, বলো তো complete করে নিন।
হ্যাঁ, যেটা মানে actually we know all the side effects of this keto diet plan. The patients, if you want to keep in touch with our patient may not keep in touch with you, and they can develop different kinds of physical problems and different kinds of problems. It's like from brain to head to toe problems they can get. So they can suffer from this keto diet. So as a practitioner or clinical dietitian, should we consider that yes, it is a ultimate like ultimate diet plan that we must provide to our client to reach their goal? Is it whether we should provide it or not?
ওকে, এটার আনসার দেওয়ার সময় আমি ফার্স্টে বলতে চাই that there an eating pattern has both beneficial effects and side effects, and also it is depend upon a patient's choice and willingness to accept the dietary pattern. These two factors depends on a patient's selective dietary pattern, that what dietary pattern should be applicable for them. If you want to give a certain dietary pattern to the patient and patient is able to accept it according to their health status, and that dietary pattern gives only beneficial effect to the patient, not the side effects, and the patient is willingly taking that dietary pattern and continues it gladly, then any dietary pattern can be given according to the patient's health status. Okay, so if the patient, if in your example, one patient wants to lose weight very quickly, and he or his or her health status is completely acceptable and agreeable with keto diet, then we have to talk to them and tell them that keto diet does this and it can be harmful like this. And still, if they want to continue that, we have also have to tell them that it is very necessary to achieve that goal is to maintain nutritional ketosis. If proper nutritional ketosis is maintained, then a proper rate of weight reduction can be possible without any symptom, if he or she does not already have any complication. Again, according to their health status, if they can safely create an strict environment of nutritional ketosis, they can follow the keto diet if he or she also have that socioeconomic background also. But if their health status does not permit it, we should not suggest them with keto diet. There are many other options. We can reduce the percentage of macronutrients to a certain level or increase certain macronutrients level, that we can give low calorie food with lots of energy expenditure activities so that they can lose the body weight. There are lots of options, but we have to take in consideration that what is the health status of the patient. If he or she can safely maintain the nutritional ketosis and can also does not have any other effect on their non-nutritional background. So if they can do that, you can according to your knowledge, you can give keto diet or not, or whatever you want to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Momdi, for the question, and thank you, Krishna, for such a good explanation.
I hope I could explain that
Yeah,
answer
absolutely, absolutely. It was really well explained.
clearly.
We have another question for you
Yes.
by Shiranjam Munira, and she's asking that can keto make disturbance of hormones like testosterone or prolactin?
Yes, it can, because certain level in keto diet, long term of keto diet practice, PCOS or PCODs can be seen. Testosterone and estrogen levels, though mainly are the fatty hormones, but I mean they are produced from the fatty acids and the cholesterol. But being an extreme level of percentage of macronutrients and lack of micronutrients there, it can affect the hormonal level, especially when a very important hormone, that is insulin, is not produced or secreted properly. It can cause hormonal disturbances. But still there are not enough studies for this, but due to lack of micronutrients, and this is somehow imbalanced in some situation, then only depending on the hormonal imbalance, it can give hormonal imbalance, or it can solve the hormonal imbalance. It is not clearly proven still now. But we should not, if there is already pre-existing hormonal imbalance, we should not give such a dietary pattern which has extremely higher level of something which is very we should alarming macronutrient and very lower well accepted macronutrient.
What I also learned, like in few studies, that the GnRH hormone, that is the that stimulates the production of LH and FSH, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So keto has got, like, few studies have shown this, that keto has got a result in disrupting the GnRH levels, which can impact on the particular two hormones and thereby affecting testosterone and estrogen.
Yes.
So there are like mixture of studies which are coming up. And
yes, it is only keto diet is mainly based on studies till now.
Exactly,
it is not established as the dietary pattern, like low sodium diet for the hypertension patient or low calorie diet for weight reduction. Keto diet is still a matter of study.
Absolutely.
To be proven as the dietary regime of some health situation.
Exactly. Okay, so I think there is no other question for Krishna, and people are congratulating her for the great presentation. And thank you once again, Krishna, for such a beautiful explanation on such a relevant topic.
Thank you, Shrimanti, and thank you, Dave, for giving me such a great opportunity to present me in this field. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. So with this, we come to the end of this session of A to Z. As I told you in the beginning, that as we are totally running after the quest for knowledge and learning, and pandemic could not stop us, and they has brought us with this beautiful series of A to Z of diabetes to enrich our diabetes vocabulary. And I think today you got a very simplified explanation on two very relevant topics of junk in diabetes and keto diet. Well, we have seniors with us today in our session. We have Kalpana Di, Shomenduda, we have Momdi, we have Aparna Di. So I would request my seniors also, if you want to add anything from your part to today's session, then everybody would be glad to hear all of you. Kalpana Di, if you could add something to today's session.
Hello. Actually, Krishna and Mom very nicely they explain everything. I have nothing to say. Actually, I suggested them for today's session. I select them for today's session, and I think I am rightly selected.
Absolutely.
And they explained everything very nicely.
Nice, exactly.
Thank you, Kalpana ma'am, for this giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes. Shomenduda, would you like to add something to today's session? I think we have Shomenduda with us. Hello. Maybe Shomenduda has left. Okay. Momdi, Aparna Di, requesting you, if you want to add something else to today's session, we would be glad to hear you. Momdi, are you there? Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, yes, Momdi.
Ha,
Yes,
ha.
Momdi. Would you
Yes,
like to
so
add anything
I don't want to add, just I want to say, or I'm just following one thing, that we have to learn first our clients. We have to counsel first our clients, the what for they have come to us, and what are their requirements, what they want to, or what are their goals that they want to reach with the help of us. So we have to
Yes.
learn first. Then we have to take care of the problems that they are doing to reach the goal in their daily practice. And they have to, we must teach that know yourself first. Then you have to know what to have and what you have to restrict. So diet chart is not a piece of paper.
True.
So you have to completely digest or absorb every part of your daily needs and every part of your daily means your daily lifestyle. You have to change first. So from top to bottom you have to teach them, like you are doing this one is wrong and you are doing this one is good, but not in proper time. So maintaining time, maintaining or addition of good quality and good kind of foods, maintain to have a regular or at least a 5 days a week an exercise regime, because most of our patients are telling that time পাই না, একদম সময় পায় না for our daily hard schedule. But we can spend very easily with our phone, or actually I'm also doing this, but still we can easily spend like 1 hour. We can be able to understand like 1 ঘন্টা কেটে গেল with our phone. So we can, if we want, or if we want to add, or if we want to add exercise in our daily schedule, so we can. So you have to make your client understand that you can everything if you want to add, or if you want to have,
ইভেন তো
so there is
মধ্যে এটাও হতে পারে যে আমরা যদি লাগাতার 30 মিনিটস আর এরকম লামসাম অ্যামাউন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াসলি এক্সারসাইজ নাও করতে পারি, ইফ উই গেট ব্রেকিং দ্য টাইম শিডিউল, তাহলেও আমরা কিন্তু এক্সারসাইজ করতে পারি।
এক্স্যাক্টলি কারণ আমি যেটা বলি, মানে মোস্ট অফ আওয়ার orthopedic patients are coming to us, so they have the problem with their legs. So if they have problem with their legs, they can't be able to walk. So I mostly prescribe or mostly advise them, do exercise 1 hour, but how you can do this? Every 30 minutes before, like 3 times before your meals and 3 times after your meals. So after having meals you walk for some times, before having meals you walk for some times. So you have to distribute total 1 hour span of your daily exercise into into 2 patterns, like 3 before meals and 3 times before after meals. So this way we have to always make our clients understand that you can do everything if you want. You can do everything, তোমাকে করতে হবে, because my part is over today. Now it's your turn to মানে এটাকে আর কিছুই না, মানে এটাকে নরমাল স্ট্রিমলাইনে আনা, এবং if you want to get some good results, it's your turn, it's your responsibility whether you are going to do anything or going to do, and think always that you are going to do for yourself, not for me and not for your parents. So always we have to counsel our patient ke ঠিক আছে, যা ব্লাড প্যারামিটারস এসছে এটা না আসছে তুমি আসতে না, বা ওবেসিটি থেকে কোনো প্রবলেম এসে না আসছে তুমি আসতে না, বাট ইউ হ্যাভ টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড ইউর প্রবলেম। তো এটাই আমার মনে হয় যে whether it may be a diabetic patient, whether it may be a obese patient, whether obesity leads to different kinds of problem, whether it is a hypertensive patient, first we have to learn our patient's problem, whether they want to get some drastic reduction or magical effect through your diet chart or not. If there is any problem, just first of all you have to take care of those problems, then you make a diet plan and give them that liberty to anytime they can call or anytime they can message whether they are having the proper meal or whether not. They can give you silly messages also, but you have to take care of all this thing, everything, all the time you have to keep in touch with your class.
Exactly so. Very nicely said, Bomdi, Krishna, Kalpanadi. Thank you so much. So with this, we come to the end of today's A to Z series session. And I would like to give you a reminder once
Thank
again that
you.
we are going to celebrate 6th Day DIC 2021 next Sunday on 5th of September from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it is going to be a wonderful elaborative session with enriching means explanations from all the speakers from all over the world, and mind it, all over the world. So we are going to have international and national speakers on board, and I hope that it's going to be a really successful session like last year. And this is such an important year for day this time because they are celebrating the 15th year this time. And by giving lot of appreciation today and lot of positive energy and power, I would like to end today's A to Z series session. And may all of you stay well, take care of yourself, and stay happy and stay blessed. So with this, I end this session today. Thank you so much to
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Shivanti. Thank you, everyone present here, and thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dave.
Srimati. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mom and Krishna, and
Thank you,
all
Kalpana
audience. Thank you.
Thank you. So it was really a pleasure having all of you. So with this, we end the session today and hope to see all of you on next Sunday. And I request you once again to share this particular virtual poster that we have made on your timeline and to all your WhatsApp groups and friends so that we can have more and more people on board. Thank you. Thank you and good night to everyone.